Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I hope you had a great day. In today's episode, we are looking at some I Don't Work Here Lady stories, where a manager mistakes the wrong person as an intern and screams at him. The first story is called Angry Woman Smashes a Door. My best friend and roommate works for a small independent print shop as a graphic designer. We live in the burbs and the shop is located downtown, about half an hour from our house. Oftentimes I will be downtown for an appointment of some kind and will ride home with her rather than take the train. Usually by 4 p.m. the only people left in the shop are her and a specific coworker, so I will just hang out in the front area of the shop with my laptop. At 5 p.m. they lock the door and then both of them gather their things up over the next 15 to 20 minutes before actually leaving. They are often out of sight, packing up in the bag. Last Friday was one such day. At around 5:10 a lady came up to the door of the shop, a glass door. She saw me sitting there and started tapping on the door. I looked up and mouthed, "The shop is closed." She yelled back, "I have a question." I pointed at my wrist and said loudly, "I'm sorry, the shop closes at 5 and I don't work here." She grabbed the handle on the door and started shaking it as if she could magically make the door open. And then she started pounding on the door again. So I set down my laptop and walked over to the door. She screamed, "I only have one question. Can you let me in so I can talk to you?" At this point, screaming was really not necessary, as we were only separated by a glass door. I said, "Ma'am, I don't work here, and the door is locked from the inside by a key I don't have. I can't let you in here." She screamed, "Why are you being such a jerk? I know you're closed, but it's one question." Then, to emphasize her point, she slammed her open palm on the glass door, which absolutely shattered. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. It's not like it cracked and spider-webbed out, it just went to shards and fell to the ground. Fortunately, I had stepped back. The lady blinked in shock and then started to speed walk away. Fortunately, we are in a massive metropolitan city and I was able to follow her only half a block before I saw a police officer standing on the street. The officer walked us both back to the shop, with the woman ranting about how it wasn't her fault and if I had just let her in, blah blah blah. She called for backup and 2 more officers arrived, and by this time my friend and her coworker had come up front. They took another officer back to look at the security footage, which was digitally captured, and that was pretty much that. The lady got arrested on the spot. And I had to give a statement, and I'm told I'll probably have to testify in court on behalf of the shop owner to get a civil penalty added onto criminal charges and help them avoid small claims, which I gladly do. The next story is called No, You Can't Have a Burger. I'm a fire investigator for insurance companies. A few days ago I was at a fire at a super common fast food restaurant, helping another investigator process the scene and dig. All the fun parts of my job, without any of the responsibility or report writing. It was far too cold, so I was in black coveralls and my black Carhartt with a baseball hat and a regular N95 mask because fires and fast food restaurants are gross. I looked in no way like a restaurant employee. Even with the black clothes, you could tell I was covered in soot and debris. And what restaurant employee wears an N95 that's been stained black? I was standing outside in the parking lot with another investigator that was there. We were chatting, taking a break from being in the grossness from inside. The parking lot has been filled with debris. On one end of the parking lot, there's a 9-foot tall pile of random burnt stuff. On the other end of the parking lot, in front of the drive-thru, are all the roof ventilation systems that are half burned and melted in a big pile, along with a whole assortment of burnt stuff. There's caution tape everywhere. There's fire debris haphazardly strewn throughout the area. There's a very visible hole burned in the top of this building. There's a fire engine parked at one entrance of the parking lot, with the lights on, blocking the entrance. There was no way to misunderstand what had happened at this building. A man in an old van drives by, with his windows down, slowly staring at us. He has this inquisitive look on his face. He drives past the first entrance, then attempts to turn into the entrance blocked by the fire engine. He backs out, turns around, then turns back into the other entrance, headed right for us. I say us, but the other investigator wisely caught on to what was about to happen and whispered good luck and hauled back inside, leaving me alone with the van guy. Anyway, the van guy drives around the big pile of ash and stops in front of me. He says, "Hey, what happened here?" I replied for what feels like the millionth time in my career, "There was a fire." He says, "Oh, what started it?" And for the millionth time, I replied, That's what we are here to find out. He says, "Oh, okay. Well, can I have a cheeseburger and a medium fry?" Trying very hard to not say what I truly wanted to say, I told him that no, there was a fire. You can't have a cheeseburger. He then proceeded to ask, "Well, can I have a large Coke then?" Again, no, there was a fire. You can't have a freaking Coke. You know how you can see when someone has a moment where they have a moment and it finally clicks? This guy had that. He looks at me and asks very intently if I work there. I say no, I'm here investigating the fire. He then asks, and I'll never forget it, "So, they are closed, but why?" Feeling like I've met the universe's dancing star, I replied, "Because there was a fire." He finally just says, "Oh, okay, well bye," and just drives away and out of my life. I'm still not sure he truly understood why he couldn't have his food. The last story is called "You Are Just an Intern. I Am the Manager." This happened a few years ago. I work as a management consultant at a firm where we travel to companies and businesses to improve the organization in certain areas. I won't get into the details of the work as it doesn't matter. I've been at the company for about a week, meeting with the management team to gather information in order to start analyzing potential risk areas. The building that we are in has about 100 plus employees, all for the same company. I have just finished an entire morning with my team and some of the company's managers, directors and vice presidents. So I decided to take a short break to grab a coffee at the cafeteria downstairs. On my way to the elevator, a lady in her mid-40s called towards my direction, and it went like this: "Hey, you, come here." I completely ignored her as I didn't think she was trying to get my attention, so I kept on walking towards the elevator. Now, in my peripheral vision, I see her speed walking towards me and immediately got into my personal space in seconds. "Hey Junior, I'm talking to you. How dare you effing ignore me?" Note that I'm in my late 20s, but thanks to my Asian gene, I look like I'm 18 to 20, which is probably why bouncers at bars always triple check my ID. My visitor pass is also clipped to my belt. I was thinking I misheard that she cussed at me. "I'm sorry, what did you say?" "Are you as incompetent as you are deaf? Go to IT and let them know my computer is having issues with printing. And while you are at it, grab me something from downstairs." "Sorry miss, but I don't work for you. I'm just trying to get a coffee." So effing what? As an intern, you should be listening to orders from all senior level people. Also, you shouldn't be on a coffee break when everybody else is working. Wait, what? No, you don't understand. She immediately cuts me off. "Listen kid, you get that done right now or I'm gonna report you to your manager for poor teamwork and ignoring requests of others. First, you need to talk calmly and politely. Then you need to understand that I don't." She cuts me off again. "I'm the manager. You are not. No, I don't want to hear your lazy excuses. Just get it done ASAP. I have an important meeting in the afternoon." She storms off right after. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to do what she asked, so I shrugged it off and got my warm caffeinated lover. Also, I know one issue to bring up why the company is losing young talent so quickly. The afternoon meeting starts again, and we are to meet with a new set of managers from other departments. Lo and behold, she enters the room, muttering something with a director or vice president, I can't remember. She looked at me and immediately said, "Yeah, that's the kid who didn't get my stuff fixed, so I don't have all the files ready. Why the heck is he here?" I guess the moment she said that, something clicked in her head, and she realized I'm not with the company, but rather the people they pay a hefty bill rate for. I explained the situation briefly, because I want to get the current day agenda out of the way. Then I said we can speak with HR after the meeting to clear up the issue. She said through the meeting without really saying a single word, unless we ask her questions directly regarding her department. I'm certain that she got in a ton of trouble with HR and her supervisors, as I didn't see her for the remaining 3 weeks I was there. All of her department information was handled by a guy who supposedly reports to her.